how can we actually do something practical to ourselves see that we're moving forward? See those actions that we're actually doing something. First of all, I would say, and I was looking at some of the essays which are written by some of the contemporary scholars on increasing ibadah. You know ma'roof, yani doing good. A lot of people do good. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. Right? A lot of us are involved in good activities, whether it's studying, seeking knowledge, promoting knowledge, whether it's giving charity and so on and so forth. But that action of doing good has got to have conditions. You need to examine your act of good to first and foremost see if you're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is so important, because if you're not doing it for Allah's sake alone, then that act of good, you can might as well chuck it in the bin. Because if it's not for the sake of Allah, then it's for the sake of the person that you're doing it for. And if it's for the sake of the person you're doing it for, then their thanks that they give to you is your reward. And if you're happy with that, then well done, because you are a fool. Because if you are happy with just the thanks of people for your good action, then you didn't even understand what good actions was in the first place. You didn't even understand what ma'roof was. When you look at the companions and the Athar of Abbas narrated by Imam al-Zuhri, Abbas said that when you do an action, you have to do three things. Ta'jeel, tasghir, and you have to keep it hidden. You have to do it quick, you have to consider it insignificant, and you have to keep it hidden. Let's take the last one first. Hidden. Why do you keep an act hidden? Because you don't want people to think that you did it for them. You know that you're doing it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. If you do some good to a person, don't be going around and then telling people that, this is what I did. You want to test whether you have really done something for the sake of Allah? I'll give you an example. Let's think of someone that you have given money to, sponsored, orphan, or a student to take a class, take some studies. Paid good money, I mean. And then that person then comes back to you and then he treats you so bad. And he's so ungrateful. And he says, you didn't give me nothing, what did you do? Yani, give me a couple of dollars. Yani, ish hadi. Yani, what's this? It means nothing to me. Yani, who are you anyway? Yani, this is you hard. Right? So you start to think, yani, subhanAllah, I was charitable to you, I was generous to you, and you treat me like this, yani? I ask you, when that person comes to you with that, how are you going to respond? Because if you respond like I just did there, like, how dare you speak to me like that, then you know right there and then that your act was not solely for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because if it was, you wouldn't care what this person says. In fact, if it was truly for the sake of Allah, you would be delighted that this person is being so ungrateful, because Allah will reward you more for it. Because if you say, that's okay, brother, I'm sorry if I upset you, I apologize, and that's hard, because, I don't know how anyone could do that. But if you can lift your game to that level, then wallahi, your act was for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's the idea of keeping it hidden. Secondly, don't think that your act should be significant. When you do something for someone, don't think that you're such a hero, because you're not, because this is Allah's fadl upon you, His wealth that He gave to you, His ability that He gave to you. It's all from Him. You're just passing on the khair. You're not doing anything from yourself. So don't think you're the big man. You're no Umar or Abu Bakr. So when you go and, and you're seeing, problems. I'm looking at some people. I remember a sheikh telling us that people are giving money to those to help them get married. And that's something very important in our community. And I'm happy to see now amongst the Muslims these kind of movements to help Muslims get married in a good, correct way. But in some communities, the real problem is not actually the Muslims, but to try and find the mahar itself, the dowry. So you might find that there was one person, he got the money together, and he even helped the brother by giving her the sister. Yani, he looked in his circles and he found this girl, good sister, and he said, here you go, here's some money, and get the job done. Khalas. Okay, that's it. That should be you for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then expect your reward. What's this person do? 1 week, 2 weeks later, the brother comes along, he sees him, he says, hey bro, how's everything going, man? How's the sister? She's nice, yeah? Enjoying marriage, Yani? Brother's like, yeah. Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's okay. Okay, then great. So then he goes, he sees him a couple of weeks later, and he says, so, hey bro, how's the wife? How's the marriage? Like, this guy's like, what the heck is this, man? What is this? Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's okay. Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's good. She sees him again, and he says the same thing to him. The brother's thinking, Allah yahdik ya akhi, what are you doing to me, man? Tawbah that I took money from you. Tawbah that I did this to you, tawbah that I sought your help. Your charity has basically made him a prisoner to you for the rest of his life. You every single time reminding him. And people do that. You do someone a favor, you see, remember that favor I did for you? Okay, then okay. Then you go and then you see him again. You remember that favor I did for you? Ya akhi, wallahi, I regret that I asked you to help me for a favor. Ya ayyuha alladhina amanu la tubtilu sadaqatikum bil manni wal adha. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, oh you who believe, do not invalidate your charity by keep on reminding people and hurting them with these words. Muslims do that. I see Muslims day and night who do that, reminding the people of their good, reminding people of that I did this for you, I did a favor for you. What's wrong with you? What happened to the generation of people who did these things for the sake of Allah? What happened to people actually reading the Quran and acting upon it? إِنَّمَا نُطْعِمُكُمْ لِوَجْهِ اللَّهِ لَا نُرِيدُ مِنْكُمْ جَزَاءً وَلَا شُكُورًا. No jaza'an, wala shukuran, wala shay minki. And we don't want anything from you. We did it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are the people, man. These are the kind of Muslims that we want to try and be ourselves. We need to instill that into our psyche. And doing it quick. When someone seeks your help, or these three conditions I'm just applying as a random act of goodness, by the way. If you're about to do a random act of goodness, lend someone something, give some charity, do it quick. When the person comes to you and opens his mouth, don't let him finish a sentence, just give it to him. Don't let him there and humiliate himself and ask and stand there and I don't know, I hope you don't mind and I hope you this, that, whatever. And then you say to him, okay, come back in 2 weeks' time. Come back in a month's time. Ask me tomorrow. Text me, email me, subhanallah. He hasn't humiliated him enough there and then that you want him to do it again second time and the third time. Do it quick. This is the way.